go, Junior. They already know what time it is.
T-Bug Crawford.
Yeah.
You guys already know you're going to be tuning in to this fight. And which fight I'm talking about is the fight between Terence Bud Crawford and Chris Eubanks Jr. It's a fight that nobody necessarily asked for, but it's a fight that we probably going to get. It's your boy, Mr. 926, a.k.a. Bushido the Dragon, a.k.a. the Black Mage, a.k.a. the Silver-Haired Demon, a.k.a. I could just do this all day, the two-time demonetized champion of the world.
Need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. Smash the like button.
Check it out, man. I've been seeing the reaction to the news of this potential matchup between Terence Bud Crawford and Chris Eubanks Jr. A lot of people, what's the angle here with this fight? Why are we getting this fight? Well, I think we're getting this fight because Crawford plans on moving up to 160 pounds, 168 pounds eventually. But fans are saying things like, why is he fighting Chris Eubanks Jr. instead of Jaron Boots Ennis? Well, where is Jaron Boots Ennis? Jaron Boots Ennis has a IBF eliminator fight or IBF title fight with Cody Crowley that he got to get situated, right? They're supposed to be going to purse bid, yada, yada, yada. He was supposed to be on the Canelo undercard on May 4th. We'll see if that's still happening. But the IBF got Jaron Boots Ennis tied up right now as we speak. And Terence Bud Crawford was waiting on a Thurman Sue winner. But now he may be facing Chris Eubanks Jr. in a middleweight fight right now. Crawford himself didn't come out and say nothing. Nobody from his team came out and refuted these claims, right? That this is a thing that's potentially on the horizon. Chris Eubanks Jr. himself posted a meme of a banner of them two throwing punches at each other, and yeah, it gave fans a hint that this thing is a possibility. But it really as bad of a fight as people are saying, right? A lot of boxing fans seem to have set the standard very high for Terence Bud Crawford. Even though he's a former lightweight moving up to middleweight, they're not giving him any kind of slack, any kind of benefit of doubt. Oh, no. No, that's not the right guy you can fight. You know, you can't fight that guy. Even though Chris Eubanks Jr. is 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. He's fought upwards to 168 pounds. He was able to stop some guys even at 168 pounds, right? But Crawford can't go up and test himself at 160 pounds against a former middleweight, super middleweight, and Chris Eubanks Jr. Why? Because, well, nobody asked for this fight, and we want to see him fight Jaron Boots Ennis. But like I told you guys, now would be the time for Jaron Boots Ennis to really press for the Terence Bud Crawford fight. They got what they wanted. They don't want the fight as much as the former Spence fans do. You know, a lot of people like that lost a lot of money betting against Terence Crawford because they truly believed that Errol Spence Jr. was going to go up in there and just run through Terence Bud Crawford. But we all saw how that fight played out on July 29th. And now a lot of these guys are hopping on the Jaron Boots Ennis bandwagon. However, I don't think Boots Ennis quite want that many people on that wagon because he can't get moving like he wants to with that many people on it. And all these people on that wagon trying to tell him to fight Terence Crawford, something that I don't think they really want to do like that. Well, then what is he to do? How come he's not calling out Terence Crawford? He should be aggressively pursuing a fight with Terence Crawford. If he don't really want to fight this Cody Crowley guy, if he don't want to really do that, if Crawford really don't got nothing going on, make it worth his while. Tell somebody like Floyd to put the money up. Let's get that show on the road. Because that's what's holding that fight up. Now, a guy like Chris Eubanks Jr., well, there's somebody that's going to put the money up for that fight. Is alleged to be in Saudi Arabia. So if that's the case, Turkey Al-Ashiki's probably getting involved with the fight and put the money up for Terence Crawford to go up to middleweight and face Chris Eubanks Jr. But that just goes to show you the standard for Crawford is pretty high, man. I don't think most people can move from lightweight. A former lightweight can go fight all the way up to middleweight and be successful. We're going to see how successful Crawford can be in there against a middleweight, even if it is Chris Eubanks Jr. who only been stopped once in his career. And in my opinion, in that fight with Beefy Smith, I think he was kind of weight drained in that fight. That's just my opinion. Chris Eubank Jr. had no business going back down to 154 pounds or anything close to that after being upwards of 168 pounds for a majority of his career. So he had no business at his age, at 34 years old, going back, squeezing all the way back down to 154 pounds. He really just had no business doing it. He was already a pretty lean, shredded guy. Even at 168 pounds, you couldn't find an ounce of fat on the dude. So I think it's a good matchup for what it's worth. I think it's interesting, to say the least. A lot of people don't think it's a good fight. I think the standard is just that high for Terence Crawford. I think when fans do stuff like this, I think that just goes to show you how good this dude really is. And even the haters seem to really think really highly of this guy, just because the fact that they dismissing the fact that this dude is going up potentially now. This ain't no solid set in stone type of thing, but potentially moving up to 168 pounds and facing a former super middleweight in Chris Eubank Jr. And this leads you to believe that he's probably testing himself out to see if he could compete at that weight, how he feels at that weight, and then he could try to do something great, like get a fight with Canelo Alvarez, who seems to be very elusive nowadays, right? Canelo Alvarez seems to be really picking and choosing. He told us in the past he don't want to fight Mexican fighters. Well, what is he doing today? Well, he's fighting a Mexican fighter, Jaime Menguia. So, yeah, I don't know, you guys. I like the matchup. I'll be lying to you if I said I asked for it. I didn't ask for it. It came out of nowhere, but it's interesting to say the least, right? Because Chris Eubank Jr. is a middleweight. He's a bigger guy, naturally bigger guy. He's 5'11", has 72 injuries. Crawford, strange enough, still has a longer reach than Chris Eubank Jr. If you go and check out the measurements of these dudes on BoxRec. Crawford has a 74-inch reach, and Chris Eubank Jr. has a 72.5-inch reach, and he stands at 5'11". So, yeah, man. I think for what it's worth, it's a good fight. He's ranked number 1 according to BoxRec. Chris Eubank Jr. is ranked number 1. I believe he's rated higher than WBO as well. So there's probably something with the WBO that's trying to sanction this type of fight or something. I'm not quite sure what's the real deal with this fight, but this is just something that we heard about, and I see the reaction from fans, and a lot of fans don't seem to necessarily like it. But I think at the same time, when they come out here and be dismissive of such a matchup, right? Because normally it doesn't end well for guys when they try to jump up a couple of weight classes to face a middleweight, and that just goes to show you what they really think about Terence Crawford. But yeah, man, I don't know. I like the fight. I think it's interesting, and I say this. I think regardless of what the fans and critics are saying right now about this potential matchup, I say that they're going to tune in regardless. Tell me what you guys think. Terence Crawford could potentially be facing Chris Eubank Jr. Are you going to watch the fight? Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.